Thank you so much for joining me, Salim. I appreciate you for taking your time. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here.
So the first thing I do with my guests is yes, I tell them to introduce themselves because the people listening, they probably have no idea who the guest is, or they know who. There's a line between those who know and those who don't. So for those who don't know you, please introduce yourself.
Mhm. Okay, I am Abubakar Salim Saleh. I, I literally just finished med school, so I don't know if I should call myself a doctor.
Congratulations, doctor.
Yeah, I am. And what else is there to say? I am a gym enthusiast. I'm a proper gym rat. And yes, I run a couple businesses here and there. And I'm just a guy.
That's the guy. What does that mean?
I'm just a normal dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the first question I give to my guests, right? Every single one of my guests, because I believe we all come to this life with a purpose, right? So the question is, everyone has a purpose or a goal that they are meant to achieve, and even if currently we've achieved some of them, so far we are living, there's always something that we're looking ahead, towards.
Yeah.
So for you, what is that purpose or goal that's you like to achieve?
Okay. That is quite deep. Like that's a deep question. But if I'm to say essentially, and this might sound vague, um, I feel like my purpose should be and is that I actually leave something behind, like a legacy, an impact in people's life. So no matter how little, if I'm nowhere, if tomorrow, let it be that I did some good to someone, a group of people, anyone. So yeah, anything that leads to that, I'll call that a purpose for me.
Okay, living a legacy.
Yeah.
Can I ask what that legacy is?
Well, no, that could be in many forms. This, like our talk, this could literally be a legacy. I don't know where this will go to exactly. And of course, as 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 someone that has taken a chunk of his life to go to school and studying medicine to become a doctor, I would definitely want to impact in people's life in that way. So definitely, I would love to leave a legacy relating to my career.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and as something I'm really passionate about, like the gym, I feel like the gym can impact like a fitness lifestyle. Like it can actually impact in people's life in more ways than one that people actually often don't see. So yeah, me doing something dramatic in that regard would be legacy for me.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
You mentioned like the gym lifestyle, but you then change the word to fitness. I feel like there's a huge difference between, gym is also part of fitness, right?
Yeah.
And then fitness encompasses a lot of things. Let's say now, for example, I'm someone who doesn't really have a lot of cash,
Yeah.
right? And I'm trying to get myself into a very good shape. Do I, and I'm not really rich like that, for you to get to the gym, you need to have a certain amount of cash. Let's say like the average AB is to maybe get like 10,000 naira in a week. And 10,000 naira in a week, if I'm being honest, is not enough for the average person,
Yeah.
right? So, does that person require a gym for them to be fit? Is that even an excuse for the person to say, okay, I don't even need to be fit because of, I need to go to the gym and lift weights?
Well, absolutely not. Um, the first time I'll tell you that that's why I said fitness. You don't need, it's a very common slogan of mine. You have no excuse, whatever. I often tell people that if you have the ground, you can be fit. Like there's way too much you can do to be fit. And it's more of a mentality. Exactly. Because even when I started like working out at first, I didn't hit the gym. I took like a very long time before I hit the gym, up to like almost 6 months. Exactly. So the difference I would say between fitness entirely and the gym is, for me, the gym is like a community of people. It offers me just more than being fit. It offers me like a social life. Exactly. It's a very healthy social life for me, a social choice. I'd rather go to the gym and have fun than to go to a party or do something else. Yeah. Otherwise, be fit, you can be fit in your room. You can be fit by going to school and actively trying to be fit. Me working around town and making 10,000 steps, 5,000 steps a day. will actually get me fit, because it's not just about the physique, it's about your health as well. So if you find a way to tune that into your like cardiovascular health for an improvement, then that's fitness.
Is being fit the same as being skinny? Because of this, the skinny person that looks very okay. What does being fit? For example, an obese person is not fit, right? But then a skinny person is kind of fit. Is that a satisfactory fit?
No, being skinny, it might mean you're malnourished. So I wouldn't call that being fit. Being fit from the medical point of view, I'll tell you what being fit is.
Okay.
Being fit is you having an okay BMI, that is like a body mass index, which reduces your risks for a lot of diseases, especially cardiovascular related diseases. That makes you fit. And you also have to consider like a person's um body fat percentage, because if I'm to go with like my weight, it's not very objective to tell you how fit I am, because I may be heavy, but like I have like a lot of bone density and I have muscle mass. So you be fit will mean that you have an okay BMI, or you have a decent amount of muscles as related to your weight. Exactly. And you can achieve that by a lot of means. Physical fitness, essentially.
What does it then mean to have an okay BMI?
Um, what it means, I would have to give you a little breakdown about what body mass index is.
Oh, please do.
Yeah, it is um we you're trying it's a grading system to assess for obesity, and measure like taking into consideration your height and your weight. Exactly. So a person will only have a higher BMI. I'll say this in simple terms. A person will only have a higher BMI if they somehow are short and have a lot of weight. So the person looks obese, or will be obese. But if you are very tall with a very low weight, I want you to like try to envision it.
Okay.
If you are very tall and you have very low weight, you're going to look skinny.
Definitely.
Exactly. And if you are very short and you have very high weight, you're going to look fat. Yeah. Just picture
Yeah.
a short person with weighing 100 kg on the scale.
Goodness.
Yes.
That's a tank.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a measurement of height against weight.
Okay.
Yeah, which gives you value. So we use that to read underweight, moderate weight, and overweight and obese.
Actually, just learned something.
Yeah.
I've never heard of a BMI, but now I know it is body mass index. Right?
Yes.
You mentioned something like the gym creates a community,
Yeah.
right? It gives you a social life. So for what importance if you want to convince someone now to go to the gym, or to take their fitness life serious? What importance will you tell the person that, okay, go to the gym for so and so reason, because that's so and so benefits?
Mm-hmm. So I think before I look outside, I'll just tell you about myself. Essentially for me, I have this role, and recently I've been going to gyms around Nigeria, like basically, and I tell myself this: I go to the gym because I believe that, especially somewhere where you pay money or something for a service, it means you get value from it.
Definitely.
So aside the equipments that are there, the community of like-minded people that will pay money to get value, being in shape, will definitely be a positive one. I believe that like when you go to a gym and you see people that actually invest for their own well-being, they will be okay people.
Definitely.
Exactly. So when you're that interactive person, you go to the gym. Of course, it's a cheerful community. Most gyms have like really good communities. People are chill. People are considerate. People want to talk. So I interact with them, and I tell myself this, that like if I'm to pay to go for a gym, I don't mind paying like a million a year to go to a gym. What it tells me is that first of all, they're going to have very good equipment there, which is good for me. Then secondly, um the community of people that are going to pay a million to go there is what me paying a million to get access to them. So what I usually do is I put a cap on myself. If I'm going to pay a million to get into this gym, I will make sure I make twice or thrice it before my subscription expires. And I always find a way to do that. Yeah, there's a lot you can learn from people. you benefit from people not just from monetary value, but like from a lot of ways.
These are
I can cite examples for you. Like I can, yeah, yeah, countless. Can't even count them honestly. So yeah.
This I agree with because of I remember when I started going to the gym. I think it was last 3 years. I won't call myself an introverted kid. There's a difference in being an introvert and being someone without confidence.
Yeah.
And you can mask yourself as an introvert. You just don't have that confidence. I did not have confidence in myself. I went to the gym. We were actually the same thing. It's more like we have like minds. You know, this person is going to the gym because of he wants to get into shape. He wants to better his life. I'm going to the gym because of that. And me even like building myself, it gave me that feeling, that confidence, that better build. I don't know if I felt the same way.
Yeah. Don't worry, it's the same.
Right.
Yeah.
I saw some pictures of yours or some videos of yours on your channel when you were so skinny, goodness.
I can't even remember that guy anymore.
I can't remember. I should be like that. What triggered that change?
Well, if I'm being honest, yeah, well, there's the surface part of it and there's the down part of it. Then it was just a there. One of my friends was like, I started doing push up. Yeah, I think I watched this Creed 2 movie.
Oh, Apollo. Yeah, Apollo.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I watched the Creed 2, Michael B. Jordan, and
Okay.
I was like, why not? I'll start doing push ups there. And then I could only do like 3 push ups. And I started doing it. It was in the hostel. Then one of my friends was like, man, this nigga is not going to last a week. Then it was just to like prove them wrong. So I lasted a week, and well, a week is 5 years now.
What challenge do you face when you were going through that?
Well, having to go through med school and still showing up at the gym will I'll consider that as a challenge. But I was just thinking this morning, and I was like, oh, okay. People often ask me that how did you go through med school while still like it is gym almost every day. Like literally I don't take days off. And I'm like, well, it's maybe it's probably because med school was not the same thing for me as it was for other people. I wouldn't have gone through med school if I wasn't going to the gym. It was like my escape haven.
Okay.
Exactly. So it was the recalibration I had every time I go hit the gym. It's like a stress reliever for me. Then I go back to med school. It was a challenge because I would still hit the gym, come back, study, probably have an exam tomorrow, still attend that exam, go to the gym in the evening, and that same cycle repeats itself. So in that regard, it was a challenge.
What would you say to people who are taking the excuse of, I have class, I my work, or I have to go and go and cook. Those flimsy excuses when it's okay have fitness. What do you say to such people?
Well, it, I think at this point it gotten to a point where I don't really try to motivate somebody that doesn't have any bit of motivation. I feel like all people can't be the same. Some of us have to be the lions. But in all honesty, yeah, you have 24 hours in a day, and it's 24 for everybody. And we we don't we don't spend half the time of the day, 12 hours. You don't spend 12 hours doing anything that is the same. You don't spend 12 hours worshiping God. Neither do you spend 12 hours studying. Neither do you spend 12 hours doing anything. In fact, you don't even spend 5 hours doing one particular thing. The people that you may see to be obsessed with a particular type of thing, maybe studying, they call this person a Jacko. Check. He doesn't really read for 7 hours every day. It's not possible. It's in your head. It's the mentality. So when you actually have that insight that you can actually manage your time and do whatever you want to, you will. Of course, you will have challenges here and there. You're not a robot, but you will actually have time for that. You would have time to have a bit of fun. You have time to be religious. You'd have time to rest. You'd have time to hit the gym. So it's honestly in the mind. So it's more of a mindset thing than a physical thing.
Okay, for such excuses now, for example, I'm just getting into fitness.
Yeah.
Right. And my schedule is kind of tight. I don't have the time to go to a gym. I want to be I want to try my best when it comes to my fitness. I just have my home. For example, you started with just in your hostel with just few push-ups. What workouts do you advise people to do? You're at your home, right? Just do this workout and you'll be okay.
Yeah.
What's advice? What's workouts do you give to people?
If I was to like just see one to be a push up,
Just push up.
yeah, just do push ups. You'll be good. And like for people that are hesitant to go to the gym, I always tell them this: you start at home, be comfortable with it, be comfortable with working out at home. All you need is a bit of motivation. You know, like what actually causes all this hesitancy in people to have a fitness life is because they are not reaping the benefits yet. Best believe when you start working out and you hold for as long as you see any benefit, nobody have to tell you to keep doing it.
But that's what people don't really have put in their mind because we know I want to just do push up from for just a week and also be jacked.
Nah, bro.
Doesn't work that way.
Nah, it doesn't.
Doesn't work that way. But for young men, I believe. What do you think? You tell me, bro. Will you advise every young man to take their fitness life serious, and why?
Okay. So I feel like if sometimes, especially we young people, we have a lot of energy, but what we lack is purpose. Even when we do, the clarity to actually see it and chase it like in a straight line is what we lack. And that's what like older people see. For a young guy, if you are young and you have that energy, I promise you, even if you didn't know where to start from, just try to get fit. It is I would tell you it's the first go to because fitness it's actually easier for you to build that physical part of your life than the mental. You might be gifted and have the mental already, but most of us aren't. So if you are able to force yourself to develop a physical routine, it is it is subconsciously going to help you build the mental. That is literally a cheat. If you force yourself to do one thing every day, every day, best believe you'd start seeing it in other aspects of your life. You like realize that okay, I find it natural now that I'm able to keep a routine. I'm able to like study. I'm able to do this. I'm able to track my finances. I'm able to do this. So it's just like a hack, honestly.
I believe in this because of I remember I was working out last year. I was into poultry business also, and I'm kind of a lazy person. I procrastinate and things. But me hitting the gym, me going there, working out every single time, it gave me this mental strength that okay, you can actually wake up as early as possible. You can plan your day, you can work out, you can actually study, you can even read books at the same time, make whatever research it is that you want to make. What benefit do you think it is that fitness can, apart from your physique, and apart from your physique though, what benefit do you think fitness can benefits young men out there?
Well, there's the mental part of it. Like I said, it helps you build discipline mentally, and I feel like that is everything in life. For you to that you must conquer anything, you must conquer to be disciplined. Yes, that is one. And fitness, fitness entails that it's fitness and health. You actually become healthier. There is a long list of diseases that this will help you prevent. It boosts your confidence. There's just so much to it. Sometimes I like envision myself. I don't see myself to be anything, but I often think, okay, if I never for once like did a single push up, like I try to like envision the person I'll be. Like just be skinny, be focused on something else, you know. So there's just so much benefit on it.
What about for the girls? Do you think of girls they don't really put fitness in their mind? Really in the gym it consists of 90% men or to then 85% now, like 15% women.
Yeah,
Should women build their fitness also?
yeah, especially women, especially women. Because of certain factors, I may not like want to impose the idea of going to the gym for for women. Of course, if they want to, they can. But being fit is essentially very important because there are more diseases that it can prevent for them,
Such as?
cardiovascular, like an array of cardiovascular diseases, like problems with the heart. We have type 2 diabetes. We even have um, PCOS. That's polycystic ovarian syndrome. Yeah, it goes a long way to help prevent that for them as well. So why not? Why not? Understand that like for ladies, especially in this part of the country, you may have certain restrictions, but it doesn't hold you back from doing that in ways you can. Yeah, so definitely it's the thumbs up for them too.
So for someone starting their fitness life, right? What is the first thing that you tell them to keep in mind? Because of it is a whole journey. There's not something you can start today, then stop by the end of the year. Right? What is something that you tell everyone that want to take their fitness life serious, and that are just getting into it? What's something you tell them to put in mind?
Well, the first is for them to actually understand that like progress is earned and progress is slow. Yes. And most popular quotes in the gym, me premium.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing to see people going to pain and going to a room to have pain induced in them to be better. Exactly. So just embrace the pain. You'd understand its beauty in time. So and because you go to the gym like for a week, you don't expect to get jacked now. So honestly, it's more of a mindset thing. That is why a lot of people sign up for the gym. They pay a lot of money and just go a day or two and they just quit because they did not have the right mindset to begin with.
So Salim, you're both a doctor and you're both a fitness coach, right? You know how the body works. While we are embarking on our fitness journey, what type of meals, what type of food do you advise us not to approach at all?
Yeah.
Because it's, let me say, because of how bad it is for our body.
Okay. It's better that you said not to because the list of what to eat is longer than what not to eat. Um, so uh, it depends. People we have what I will classify as healthy food. Exactly, and healthy foods most times they are they have uh, two basic things in common. Either of these, it's either they have low calories, yeah, low calories is in the sense that they don't have a lot of empty sugars. They are not you don't have they are not foods that are quickly broken down by your body that will spike your glycemic index. So they're not quickly broken down by your body to give you a surge of sugar spike. Exactly. So, for examples now, why people say your sugary drinks, whatever drinks you have, they are not really good for you is because they give you a sugar rush. You take them and they are quickly digested into glucose. Unnecessary glucose that you don't really need. Even when you work out, you're not going to burn it. You're not going to burn it. So what happens is there's a spike in the level of sugar in your blood, and your brain will register that as, oh, okay, there's a spike. Do we have any use for it in the body? If there is, your brain will just use that accordingly for whatever is left to store it as glycogen firstly, and when your glycogen stores are full, to store it as adipose, that is fat. So eventually, you just have that buildup of fat, and you become fat. So in essence, I'm saying a lot of those foods, sugary foods that will actually give you that spike. Even if you're going for carbohydrates, try as much as possible to eat carbohydrates that will be broken down more slowly, so your body uses it up as it requires.
Carbohydrates in general.
Yes, carbohydrates. So in that class of food.
Okay.
So yeah, that's when you have carbohydrates that are more fiber based. You understand? More fiber based than just starch or just food real sugar. Exactly. Then the other category of food I was talking about is fat. Fats. I mean, talking about fat, I didn't mean just any fat. We're talking about low density fats. That's what you should avoid. Exactly, because they just give you a direct cholesterol spike.
Now let's go back to, girls and their fitness. The average girl in the hostel now, she wants to work out. She said for guys now, the average workout that they can do is a push-up. The average girl can do a push-up, right? What routine of workout do you tell this girl to hold seriously? She wants to take her fitness life serious.
Okay, so for the girls, for everybody generally, but for the girls especially, I will tell you this, that they focused more on their diets than physical activity.
Why?
Because it's almost a cliche when people say it, but it's actually true. 60 to 70% of your fitness life and your physique is actually based on what you eat.
50 to 70.
Yes. 30% is what you do in the gym. Exactly. So I have a client that I helped um get her weight down from 117 kg to 95 kg in less than 3 months, and we only worked out like 3 times.
3 times.
3 times
3 times in that month.
in that month. We started working out for the first week, started working out, and I understood that if we actually keep working out, she's going to run away. And I didn't want that to happen because she had a few medical conditions here and there. Exactly. So I was like, do you know what? Let's do this. Let's just focus on your diet. Or you're going to do this religiously. And she said she was with me. With you was. And 3 months now, if I show you her before and after, you'll be amazed. Yeah. So you can actually achieve a lot from just restrictions here and there. Discipline restrictions here and there. Then you do your physical activity. The physical activity is basically just to get your heart working.
Which is quite the most important things when it comes
Exactly.
to this.
And how physical activity, resistant training also relates to fat loss. It is important to know that of the calories you eat, whatever food you eat is eventually broken down to calories. Now, these calories is what is mobilized to do whatever work your body wants to do. That's your ATP. That's your energy. Exactly. How your body breaks that down is not really, most of it is not from physical activity. It's not from the gym. Say, for example, if I ingest 2,500 calories today and I go to the gym and spend 5 hours, I'm not going to break down 1,000 calories. So where does the rest go to? What actually happens is your body in itself breaks down that calories for its own use. Your body needs energy to actually digest the food you eat. Your body needs energy for you to see. All your cells in your body actually need energy. And that is what they actually use. So now the tricky part of it is skeletal muscle, that is muscle,
Yeah.
use the most part of that energy. Now, the more you have muscles, the more your body will actually burn those calories. So for somebody that like me now, you see indiscriminately eating, I ate 3 laps of on the day before I came here. But I assure you, my body is breaking it down for me right now because I have like a considerable amount of muscles. So your body will burn fat for you even in your sleep. Exactly. So that is the whole point of resistance training, because then you go and you build muscle. Now it is that same muscle that you're building that will help you break down the fats.
Sorry, Salim. For the people listening, they probably don't know what resistance training is. What is resistance training?
The resistance training is um, training against resistance. So any exercise or any movement that you're going to do against resistance, naturally you have gravity as a resistance. So
Okay.
if I lift my hand like this, um, releasing my hand down will be the work of gravity. But now when I lift my hand up, yeah, and I put a resistance on it, I put a stone on it, or I put a dumbbell on it.
Okay.
Exactly. For me to sustain that energy, bring it up against gravity, or controlling down against gravity, that will be resistance training. So for whatever muscles you have, they have actions. They have actions. So your bicep will have a way it acts.
Okay.
Exactly. So when you link the movements, the actions of your bicep with resistance, that is what resistance training is. I don't know if I'm making sense.
It has to do with more of weights.
Yes. Basically, when you push weights, that's resistance training.
Okay.
When you use resistance bands,
Okay.
yeah, we have like a band.
It's not necessarily the heavyweight.
When you have a band, it's literally called a resistance band, and that is one of the most effective, easy go-tos of something you can use when you are outside the gym or when you're not hitting the gym. It's also cheap and it's very effective. So yeah.
Thank you so much, Salim. In this whole conversation of ours, fitness and young people, what is one thing that we've not discussed about that you think is very important?
Hmm. Let me see. Honestly, I think it's one thing. It's how much fitness actually translates to your mindset.
Please tell us about that.
Yeah, because I feel like for me, it's more mental than it's actually physical.
If you were to give it a percentage, the physical percentage and the mental, out of 100%.
I'll tell you that although you are pushing iron, although you're being fit, the whole physical aspect is still like 40%, 60% is mental. Because from the first movement, like pain, pain is quite an entity. You have to overcome it mentally before you are able to overcome it physically. And that is one very important element actually for those people that train in the gym. You call it mind to muscle connection. That for your muscles, for your body to actually grow, it must have like a conscious connection to your mind. And that is why you even have mirrors in the gym. It is for you to it's for you to envision yourself as that person. Yeah. When you look at your muscles and you're seeing yourself working out, and you're literally seeing that, oh, okay, this muscle is actually working. You have that striking muscle to body connection. Just imagine it. Imagine you. Sometimes it's very different.
I agree with this.
Yeah. Try blindfolding yourself and working out, and try looking at the mirror and working out. You have two different experiences.
I feel like, man, I'm really doing it.
Yeah, you're in that spot, pushing yourself. You keep pushing yourself, and for every rep you do, you push it every rep, and you're seeing that muscle teaching. You're seeing it acting. Like you actually grow way better.
Definitely.
Yeah.
What do you now say to the people in general who they'll say their first time working out? They look at this Salim and they're like, damn, Salim is so nice. Salim looks so good. He has, very, very, he's built his body that much. And they'll say it is their first time. They're like, I don't, what am I even doing? By comparing themselves to you.
Yeah.
What do you tell that person?
Most times, like I get this a lot in the gym, like almost every day. And well, for me, I just pick out my phone and I show them. I'm like, yo, this was me. You don't have any excuse. Just forget the noise, and just embrace pain. Like I feel like a lot of people that have a lot of problems outside the gym do better in the gym, because when you run to the gym, they come vexed.
Like an escape.
Yeah, you can't vex, and like when you're thinking about something and you're just trying to prove a point to yourself. Yeah,
No, when you get to the gym and you work out, or when you work out in general, I think it gets a higher level of testosterone.
yeah, you do.
And I try to look for where you're going to maybe dispel those testosterone and things. That energy.
Yeah,
What advice do you give people in general? Okay, you can actually do this if you want to, let me say, discharge this. If you want to put more effort. It's like an energy. Yeah. You want to discharge this energy into something. What advice do you give people?
well, there's been like a lot of research, and you'd see a lot of things online, but you actually need like, well, that is what like the whole point of discipline is, like a very big aspect of how discipline sets in for you in the gym, because you tend to see that you have testosterone spikes, and that could translate in a lot of you. You could literally be borderline more aggressive. You could have a sharper spin of mind, your sexual drive could be on a whole new level. Exactly. But you having to overcome that, nobody said it was going to be easy. You having to like actually overcome that is what makes you disciplined. Imagine you conquering that aggression, conquering loss, conquering all that. You conquer the world.
Yeah.
I know I'm sounding very dramatic now, but like it's true.
I agree.
Yeah.
What about discipline? You mentioned discipline, and Salim, it is hard to be disciplined at the gym, or to it's hard to be disciplined. You know, you're keeping. For example, I don't go to the gym because of a lot of factors, right? But at the same time, I don't work out at home like I used to. I feel like push push ups is not really what it is for me. I prefer lifting weight and things like that. Now, for someone trying to be disciplined with the gym, and I think it is a challenge for people in general, what advice would you give them?
I think that's one of the solution I actually thought about and decided to offer.
Okay.
Exactly, because I was having a conversation with one of my mates just a while ago, like he's somebody that I used to work out with, and he said, oh, since he left Zaria, he has not been in the gym for 3 weeks. I'm like, how is that even possible? How are you living with yourself? And he said, like, bro, there's no motivation. It occurred to me that, like, yo, okay, the gym is actually not just why this guy is able to work out here and not at home is because the gym is like a proper community for him. We as human beings, we need people to cheer us on, whether we want to accept that or we don't. And that is what you get in the gym, consciously or unconsciously. The next person you're not even talking to is cheering you on because he's doing something you're doing. And borderline, there's this borderline subconscious proof to want to do better when people are watching. Exactly. So that is the reason why you go outside the gym and you're not working out. So how I plan, because I have a program going on, how I plan to solve that is to actually create a solid online community. Even if you're not going to be here physically, you having somebody that is accountable to you, that is accountable for you, checks up on you and you're like, oh, okay, this is the plan. You have to go with the plan. Have you done your reps today? Have you done your quota today? Now that will actually translate a long way because, like I told you, my clients, if she literally could just decide to do that on her own, like yo, I'm not going to eat this, I'm not going to eat that, and I zoom up, but it's because I've been there every day. He knows I'll ask, so she keeps the schedule exactly. So it's almost like a positive reinforcement. Um, you having someone that you're doing this with, it makes it much more easier. So it's instead of it being a punishment now, you actually derive joy from it. Yeah, you've changed the narrative, you change the way you think about it. So you actually do it.
I think you're even more productive at the gym when you are working out with someone than when you are by yourself. I think you even stay much longer there than if you have to work out alone. But Salim, will you advise people to take the gym as an escape for their problems? Their life is on fire, but the gym is something that takes it away. They're working out. What advice will you give to people?
Well, I'll tell you this, the gym can also become an addiction. However, it could become, it's even when it does, it's like the healthiest addiction because human beings naturally we are prone to running away from our problems to something else. Exactly. And as much as I don't like to see this, people will run away from their problem to something else if you don't offer them
A solution.
a solution. So for me, a lot of times how I do it is um I run sometimes. It's not every time. Yes. It's not every time that you go ahead and just charging, but I recharge myself whenever I put myself in that condition. And when I say the gym, I don't mean just the physical part of it. Me, it's a whole ritual for me. You will see me in the gym. I have my headphones on. I'm listening to a podcast. I'm always doing something. I try to do something productive. Exactly. So that is the whole escape for me. And for whenever I have escapes like that, I'm recharged. And then I can go and face my problems. No worry.
In what ways will you say your fitness life have changed your whole life? Apart from the physical,
Yeah.
apart from the physical aspects.
Well, I usually tell myself this, and to a certain degree, sometimes it's almost like It's unfortunate, but it's the truth. You're almost getting close to self-hate because I tell myself that, are you really that empty of a man? Because you can push 100 kg, you can push 140 kg on the bench, but this is something you told yourself you will do, and you're not doing it. And like that just rattles my cage, and I just get to work. So it's that simple. Because if I have all this, if I have the physical ability and it's empty up there, like my will is weak and there's no discipline, then it's all it's all crap. So they go hand in hand. One drives me to the other.
A challenge that men face mostly is the problem with lust, right? And it is kind of hard to escape it.
Yes.
In what way do you think the gym helped with that?
If I say the gym helps with that, um, honestly, it wouldn't be true because it's like saying, let me give you a typical example.
Okay.
It's like you're running from frying pan. Yeah, you're running from the frying pan. Then you try to jump into fire. That's no one thing. Yeah. Um, unless your body is made up of fire and you are ready to adapt to that fire, if you go to it, you're going to burn. What I'm saying essentially is you can't be running away from lust, then come to the gym without without the discipline that, oh, okay, I'm going to hold myself mentally and expect for you to for it to go away. No, it's just gonna get worse.
Salim, thank you so much. We've come to the end of this. Thank you
Thank
so much
you.
for your time.
Yeah.
What I do with my guests is I tell them to leave a question for the listeners. Or any
Okay.
question, anyone.
Let me see. Okay. So basically, let me ask you this: you have in 4 hours in a day, and I am very sure for whatever reason you think you are here for, whether it's religion, whether it's academics, whether you've not used 5 hours a day to actually do that. So please, why are you not in the gym? Just give us 1 hour. Just one. And I promise you won't regret it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Salim.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you so much for joining me, Salim.
Yo.
Cool.
Okay, let's begin, please.
Thank you so much for joining.
Yeah,
I better cut it. You know when I'm